So I don't blame anyone from fleeing Syria for fleeing Syria. It's in a civil war. It is a nightmare in Syria. ISIS is there, right? Like, it's really bad. That's not the place you want to hang out and be. That's not where you want to raise a family. That's not where you want to do any of this stuff. So for the people that are fleeing a war, hoping for a better life, God bless them. Good luck. I hope it pans out for them. But there are other people taking advantage of this situation known as economic migrants, right? They are fleeing to Europe because they know that the immigrants, not the migrants, the refugees, I have to be really particular about my words here, are getting government payouts, or nope. They know that the refugees are being taken care of by the government because of the war, right? And they think that they can come to Europe and just say that they are from a war-torn area and just be like, look at me, I'm brown, I speak Arabic, you guys are too stupid to know anything about where I'm from. You couldn't tell my accent from any of the other guys. And they take advantage of this situation, right? Like, I'm sure you guys can all tell your accents and you know where you're from, but in Europe it's like, oh man, I don't know anything about this crap. I literally know nothing. So it's kind of rough. And they take advantage of the situation, they come in, they soak up the money. So that's really bad, and I feel really ashamed. It's something like a third of all refugees are not actual refugees, but just come from other countries. When it comes to migrant, we'll say, crime and all that, that's on them. That's their fault. You can't flee to a country and then expect them to obey your rules. That's ridiculous, in my opinion. I'm doing pretty good here with this sword. I also think that religious freedom is not an excuse for sexual assault, like in Cologne. That's bogus. That's total BS. So that's how I feel about that. And I know that, yes, there are members of ISIS and Daesh and Taliban and all this sneaking into Europe to launch their little jihad. And it's terrible because they're shafting their own people. People that are fleeing from Syria and war-torn areas that are desperate and poor and struggling and begging for help, right? These people are getting treated poorly because of Daesh sneaking in, and I think it's very bad in general. I don't know. I wish that somebody just had a magic wand, and it was like, oh, this is a family fleeing from Syria that wants to start a new life. Let's let them in. And then like a sorting hat from Harry Potter, right? And then you can put the hat on the other person. It's like, oh, this person here was unemployed loser in Kurdistan, and he just wanted a new job and to soak up government benefits. Kick him out, says the sorting hat. I wish we could do that. I'm not hating on Muslims or Arab people either. There's plenty of good and bad in all. The funny thing about Syrian refugees is that of all refugees and immigrants, they are higher educated. They're more likely to have a high school or college education than most of the other refugee countries. The issue is, though, that's an average, right? That's not all. That's just saying most of them. So you do have some dumb bunnies in the group. And there are people, actual dumb bunnies will say, we'll use bad words. We'll say scum bunnies, scumbags, dirtbags, ISIS, you know, not ISIS, whatever, like little gangsters or whatever. And they are fleeing from a terrible environment. Like they're bad people, but they're still refugees because they're fleeing from a bad environment. And they're abusing the situation too, so it's bad all around. It's bad for everyone and everything. Oh yes, look at that go. That you have to compete for your jobs and everything. So not everybody likes, especially in the low skill department, because if you can't speak the language, they're just going to lump you into low skill labor regardless. Look at that double rip right there. And finally, we can talk about animal testing. Animal testing is cruel, but largely necessary, I feel. Animal testing is not ideal by any measure. It's really not. Animal testing it's very cruel. It's debatably humane. But on the flip side, what's more valuable, human life or animal life? You have to be able to answer these kind of questions. In my opinion, human life is always going to be more valuable than animal life. But in order to test a drug and make sure that it's safe, what are you going to test it on? There are kind of ways around it, but nothing really tests like a live, warm body, right? So I have a new drug. It's supposed to cure cancer, or it could kill you. Do I do human testing first or animal testing? Well, obviously I do animal testing because if some rats die or some piggies die, I feel bad about it, but I don't feel nearly as bad about it as if people had died. Honest opinion on that one. There's animal testing that is unnecessary. There's animal testing that is unnecessarily cruel. There is animal testing that is a great many of things that are bad. Yeah, you're gonna shoot me with a crossbow. I'm getting out of that crap. See if I can get a sneaky cap and get another Talon here. It's gonna be coming down this hallway, I know it. Whoop, we're gonna go up here. Ah, couldn't do it! Couldn't do it. Wanted to activate that kinetic armor and do it! Just do it like Shia says, but it didn't work. Oh yes, look at that. Threading the needle. Getting a kill right there too. Sword doing work here today, baby. Am I on round 2? I've been playing this whole game with a sword. What have I been doing? I've just been murking people here. Where you at, Talon? What are you doing? Got about half the battery left. I'm gonna move it back over here to Alpha, see if I can pick some people up. You're not gonna get away. Oh, what a great game. Hayden, man, if you're watching, you gotta make this into a highlight. This is a highlight reel in and of itself right here. This game was pure fire, and you know it. Looks like we're flipping their spawns a little bit. Oh, look at that wall run melee. Beautiful, beautiful kill. Of course they have Alpha. They should have Alpha. Got another one! Sorry, bad guys. Today is not your day. I'm a professional bad guy unaliver. Just like my man Deadpool. Go for it! And nothing. Wasted it. Okay. Gonna come down here maybe. Bye-bye! I'm absolutely gonna upload this just as a solo video. Had to do it, man. Thought he was gonna snipe me. Tomahawk's way out there. Look at that. 30 and 4 with the sword. Look at that. 30 and 4 with the sword while we talk about immigration and animal testing and all sorts of other crazy stuff. Doing it live, too. Excellent gameplay.